To Friday Fitness. I am at the beautiful 1770 today, and I wanted to talk about the fact that we owe it to the horse not to train with pain. And I know very few people would set out to do that, but it does often happen. And I'm bringing this up because on Friday Fitness because it has been in the media a little bit lately about rider weight and the weight ratio of the rider to the horse. And some studies have come up with a ratio of 20%. So the rider plus the saddle shouldn't weigh more than 20% of the total weight of the horse. And having trained a lot of horses and retrained a lot of horses, one of the biggest causes of behavioural problems that I see in horses are horses that have been caused pain from ill-fitting saddles and riders that are too heavy. And the two things, of course, go together hand in hand. You know, if you've got a very heavy rider which is too big for the horse, then of course that is going to cause the horse significant discomfort. These sorts of behaviours with training with pain, and it's not, of course, you know, as I said, it's not intentional, but it does happen. It's very hard to eradicate those behaviours once they're ingrained, because often the horse anticipates the pain. So it happens often with horses that mount, you know, the cold-backed horse, for example. Usually horses aren't just cold-backed unless, of course, they've been very poorly started. It's often because they've had an ill-fitting saddle, and so, you know, these horses are expecting pain. They expect when somebody gets on, the weight goes down into the saddle, that it's going to hurt, and so they react then. And that's very hard to get rid of that sort of the muscle memory of the horse and teach it something new. Of course it can be done, but it's great if the horse can avoid that situation, and we can really be careful not to overburden the horse with our weight. And that's really the reason that I started Kandoo Fitness. And it's been interesting this past week when there's been a lot in the social media about this rider weight thing, and people have got very defensive about it. And I've had comments like, oh, you know, you just want little tiny skinny model type people to ride horses, and you know, and it's actually nonsense. Of course not. You know, we need to be sensible about this, but we also need to be realistic, and we need to realize that we do owe it to the horse to do the right thing by the horse. You know, the horse can't say, hey, you know, you're too heavy, and it is going to react with a behavior. You know, some behavior, the horse is going to try and dislodge the rider that's too heavy, right? And then what ends up happening is that horse gets punished for that behavior, or the horse gets sold, or the horse ends up, you know, at the sale yard, or then its welfare is at risk, and there's all sorts of problems associated with that. So we really do owe it to the horse to get this right in the beginning. And I don't think it's a big issue, and for riders, you know, I think it's also really important that we remain fit and healthy for our horses, because it is we expect them to be terribly fit and healthy, and we should be as well. It's interesting, isn't it, the way we control our horse's diet down to the last teaspoon of supplement that we put in, and yet, you know, we go off to McDonald's for dinner. You know, why do we do that to ourselves? We would never let our horse eat like that, and we shouldn't either. And I think it's really important that we take control of our diet in the same way as we do with our horses, and our fitness in the same way as we do with our horses, because we do definitely owe that to them. So that's why I started Kandoo Fitness. I'm just setting up a new Facebook page for it, so I will invite you along there very soon, and I'd love you to join me. I'm going on a very special, rather wacky journey over the next 6 months, and I would like to tell you some more about that if you're interested. So come along and find my Facebook page, and let's get talking about getting our horses fit and healthy and ready to go to work, and getting ourselves fit and healthy and ready to train our horses. All right, I'll talk to you next Friday for Friday Fitness. Bye now.